Hey guys, it is me, Phoenix. We are here to do a general read to see where your energy is. Yes, I have been missing in action. I have been attracting. I have been practicing the law of attraction way harder. It's been something going on with my energy, when it comes to what it is that I'm manifesting, the things I bit off more than I can chew. And it was just a lot for me to have to not bring that energy to you. And that is just where I was at that moment. I'm here. I'm back better than ever. So the way this read is going to go, we're going to pull from the law of attraction deck. It's too much negativity out there. So let's start there. And I have to sit back and just know that I'm not trauma bonding with anyone. So the law of attraction, spiritual journey, the heart's hidden secrets, and then the ask yourself tarot deck. We're going to pull from the spiritual as fuck deck, AF deck, first of all, and get a message. And then we're going to go from there. So, you guys do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified when I post a new video. The card here says your gut knows what's up. Trust that bitch. And that is what I do a lot of. It says trust it. Your gut knows. So I had to sit back for a minute and manifest the things that I wanted. It says your gut wants to talk and it always has your back. All you got to do is listen up and not be a punk about whatever it's got to say. Even if you're fuzzy on the right thing to do, your gut usually knows what's the wrong thing to do, what the wrong thing to do is. Maybe the right thing to do is anything but what you're tempted to do out of spite, fear, or impatience. Yeah, probably that. Like 99% usually. So that is, I can't say this is just exactly where I'm at. I trust in myself. I trust in the universe. I trust in my feelings, my emotions, and things like that. And so, usually, when it gets to this time, when I get to this point, I have to sit back because this is when you start to spew the negativity. You start to bond with trauma, you start to listen to trauma, and you start to look at things in a different perspective and stop trusting yourself. So that is where I've been, and I don't know how to explain it to you any better. Trust your gut. And so this is the law of attraction deck. Also, like I said, I'm going to pull from the spiritual journey deck. Yep, go for it. So now it's time for you to go for it. Even though it might not have been that situation to where magic of pretending. Visualize ideal situations, be detailed, play that part, see as manifested, speak into existence, and be certain. So at this point, I have been, and I don't know if I just said it on this video, I've been doing a lot of manifesting. I've been doing a lot of attractions or things like that, and those cause doubt when you can't really see and you have to trust in your gut and trust in your emotions and how you feel that everything is going to play out the way it should be within divine timing. You have to just know. And so when it comes to the magic of pretending, you have to see it for what it is. You have to see it, know it, and believe it. And sometimes when you keep listening to different situations, hold on, my grandbaby calling me. Hold on one second. I have my little intercom right here so I can see her in her playroom playing. So I heard her calling me. So anyway, the thing is, it's like going for it, but sometimes going for it creates a lot of doubt. Sometimes getting on a plane, sometimes going into a different field, it causes a lot of doubt, and that's the spiritual journey that you have to trust and believe. And so it says, step outside of your comfort zone, make plans. Now is the time. Favorable outcome in alignment. So everything is going to work in your favor, but you got to trust your gut and trust that the reason why the universe is guiding you into a certain situation, a certain is giving you a certain sign is because you have to trust within yourself. So yeah, you're going to have a breakthrough, and then it says trust in divine timing. I mean, I'm just saying it's just that way. And so it says the breakthrough and trauma wounds. So this is a part of healing, understanding when to say things, when not to say things, or when to sit still. And that is a part of understanding the trauma and the things that these wounds cause. And trauma bonding is a part of it. So listening to negativity, trying to find an answer, and you find a story that resonates with your being, which can be considered trauma bonding. And so that is where you have to sit back and say, you know what? I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going to sit back and be still and just know. So it says divine timing. All is happening in the universal time. When spirit knows you have done the work and you are ready. So this is a part of you understanding where the breakthrough and where the traumas and how to heal from the traumas. It doesn't mean that they're done and over with, but it's telling you to go for it when it's time. But you got to trust in divine timing. And it says deep familial and past life wounds are causing an impact in this life. Identify repetitive patterns to allow healing and releasing. So, normally you can go call somebody and say, hey, you can call somebody and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. Hey, this is what somebody make me feel. This is how I feel. What you're going to do is just move forward and say, you know what? Nope. Let me sit still and just know. And that's the breakthrough that you need to have and need to happen. You can't do the panicking. You can't do all these things. And so that's the reason why I did it in this order. The hidden secret, the heart's hidden secrets. Those are the hidden secrets that are in your heart that you don't normally say or somebody doesn't normally say, which causes a lot of trauma, say or react on or understand why they keep coming out, if that makes sense. So it says you have found a solution that can transform your situation. Your hard work and perseverance has finally paid off, and so you trusted in divine timing. And therefore, when you trust in divine timing, you just have to know that in your heart of hearts and in your gut, the universe isn't going to lead you in the wrong direction. You just have to know that what is meant and what isn't. And so that is just how it goes. And so instead of you trying to make people see and understand, yeah, karma is here. Oh, I keep putting this up here. It says consequences, cause and effect, and debts. So this is the karmic debts, and this is influences. So attachments, third parties, and peers cause you to feel like you're living through a karmic cycle, and that you're learning the cause and effect of dealing with third party attachments or dealing with certain peers or certain experiences. And so this is when you get out of these energies and have this breakthrough, you're going to start going for it. You're going to trust and you're going to see the things that you want, and you're going to trust in divine timing and not let anything stop you. And then trust in your gut, trust in yourself, and stop trusting in individuals and certain people, places and situations. You're going to know that these attachments were here to teach you a lesson and go from there. So, you know what? This is so crazy because this is my first time. I've been sitting at my desk for a minute, unsure energy, yeah, of the Knight of Pentacles, of going after the things that you want. Knight of Pentacles always says follow your heart, but not follow your heart, to go after the things, to learn, to do the things that you need to do. But you were unsure at some point. I keep doing it again. You were unsure at some point, and like I was telling you, me sitting at my desk and I'm sitting in front of this, and you feel like I'm neglecting you, but I'm actually trying not to neglect myself. King of Wands energy is here. That's understanding what a true leader is. And so the Seven of Wands, it's like, yeah, you had to set the boundaries. So the questions of Ask Yourself deck is, what area in your life needs boundaries and protection? And that is where you have to understand that the Seven of Wands energy is defenses. And this is where you normally will become defensive when you start to understand the things that you're trying to manifest. And then you start talking to these third parties or situations and start talking to these people. And yet, instead of them rooting you on, they're pulling you back because they're making you doubt. And so once you get and understand what the attachments are doing to you, then you'll understand how to start setting these boundaries. Does that make sense? And so with the Knight of Pentacles being unsure, it says, what situation in your life requires slow movement and determination? So you have to move slower, because the slow and steady wins the race always. But you have to move slower because now you have to be analytical about what you're doing, who you're giving your energy to, what times you're what you're saying when you do open your mouth and when you do go around people. You want to tell people about the excitement in your life, but sometimes you cannot do that because of their attachments, their negativity. And that's the breakthrough when it comes to the trauma and the wounds, because you keep going back to the people who you love, and therefore you got to trust in your gut, trust in yourself. And that's what the universe is telling you. So when it's time, the universe will say it's time. And like I said, I've been sitting at this desk. I'm right here. My computer is right here. My monitors for my computer is right here. I haven't done business. I haven't done anything. Only thing I've been doing is trusting in the divine timing and knowing that here's the reason why I have circling back here. It says circle back, and it says, the phrase is in English. It says, remember that thing you said you would do. did you do it? And half of the time you don't do it because you let people talk you out of your blessings. So you never give up, but also know your worth and realize, like I say, the world is waiting. That's my other channel, my other YouTube channel that I have neglected. And I hate that I've neglected it, but I felt like us cancers needed that inspiration. But now it's time for me to understand that dreams demand hustle and progress, not perfection. Nothing is going to be perfect, and creativity takes courage. And that is why I say, you know what? These energies here, or these pieces and trinkets, it says I'm not messy, I'm creatively organized, because these are the reasons why I started. It says believe you can and you're halfway there. And so that part of pretending and seeing is a part of manifestation of the law of attraction, seeing what it is that you want. But you have to also remember that the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. And once you get that in your head and understand that dreaming, that understanding that dreaming is a part of manifestation, understanding and knowing what you want every moment, what is it? Every moment is a fresh beginning. And then it says love grows here. You're steady, constantly growing things, but you have to realize that you're an asset, not a liability. And so that's why I made these cups. You're an asset, not a liability. And so once you realize that, you'll understand that that's when the phoenix comes out. You'll rise from the ashes, but it has to take you to get to this point of understanding the consequences of you going back to the traumatic wounds and the traumatic people and third party attachments, whether it be situationships, love, things like that, if that makes sense. And so with the King of Wands being here, it says, what ideas are you ready to implement with others? So these are might not be the traumatic energies that you've been through. This might be you going for it and finding new people in your life, if that makes sense. And so now I'm going to pull from the shadow deck to see what energies come out, because I believe that with this being my first read in literally almost a month, it was a reason why, and this came out the way it did. I thought all the cards was about to fall, but they didn't. So this is from the shadow deck, because you have to trust your gut. You have to trust in your gut. If people are meant to be in your life, they will. If you're here and you understand what my purpose is and what my journey is, then you'll stay, and but I don't want you just to think that I'm neglecting you. I'm also trying to give you the best energy I can. That's why I tell you, when respectfully, don't pray for me. Send strength and healing to me, and understand why. Because those energies that you have that are deep in your gut, those energies are the ones that will attach to that prayer. And I don't want that. Respectfully. Dreamer is here. We just talked about dreams. Dreams demand hustle. Dreams are here, and so that is why you have to understand dreamer. It says ideas or schemes considered impractical, illusions, unrealistic, impractical or illogical. So that is the magic of pretending. People will always try to talk you out of your dreams because they're afraid to live their own. And so that is something that needed to come out. Trust in your gut. And then it says fake and sanctimonious. So, let me also read. It says you can spend your days dreaming of a better life, or you can do the messy work and take your dreams to the world. That's why the world is waiting. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's what this says. And I'm just like, the way the universe works is it tells you and it tells me when to act. And I can't act without me trusting in divine timing and trusting my gut, right? So it says fake shadows and sanctimonious shadows. The fake shadows are third party attachments. It says false appearances, actions due to please others, superficial copy, not genuine. These people are in situations are not genuine. And so therefore, they're always going to bring that traumatic wound out of them and put it on you, and like, you can't do this. We came from the same hood. And I'm going to go ahead and reflect. And this is what I watched. I watched Jay-Z's interview, and I watched a couple of other Kevin Hart's interview and a couple other people's interviews. And it basically was like, people want you to stay the same. Now, it's going to disappoint a lot of people. A lot of people you started with, you're not going to end with. And those energies, I'm not saying that they're perfect. I'm just saying in all situations, you'll realize that sometimes you're going to have to ruffle some feathers. Sometimes you're going to have to leave the people, the third party attachments, the karmic bonds, the bonds that you've had, the karmic energies that you've had with them, that you grew up with. And you're like, I can't leave them because they need me. Well, you need yourself. And that's why you got to trust in your gut, if that makes sense. Orange hearts in the comments if you understand what I'm saying. You will be rewarded when you choose to live a life that reflects the truth instead of living a life created to please others. And I cannot explain this enough. I don't worry about what other people think. I worry about what I think. And I've lived this way for a while, for a long time. And being a Cancer, sometimes you get back into that energy of where you want to trust in the people that you come up with, or trust and give these ideas, or tell them about the new things that you are coming up with. And that's something that you just cannot do. And respectfully, I'm just going to say this. I have friends that I love dearly, but certain energies I can't, certain people I can't talk to. I love them dearly because guess what? It's not out of disrespect, it's out of respect for myself that we don't do the same thing. I can't go and talk to somebody about the new endeavors that I'm doing, or expect somebody to understand unless they really understand what these cards mean, or what my business means, or how I got to this point, or how I've been self-employed for 23 years. It's not an easy thing. So if you're getting up going to work every day, respectfully, you will never be able to understand this unless you're in my shoes, unless you walked in the path in my shoes. That's why they tell you to find the people who understand you, who complete you and not deplete you. But not saying that they don't, not saying that they don't have genuine love for me. It's saying that we don't have the same ideas. So until it gets to that point, I only can spend a minimal time with you, but I love you dearly. And I send strength and healing that you go after all your endeavors, and I'll be your cheerleader and I'll support you, but you get never get that same support unless they understand where you are in this situation. That's why they tell you to find the people that are doing the things that you're doing, find the mentors that are doing the things that you're doing, that have stepped out and have done that, if that makes sense. And so, respectfully, it's me respecting my boundaries and trusting in my gut, and understanding that I will, when the teacher appeared, excuse me, what does it say? When the something the teacher appears, you get what I'm saying? And so with the sanctimonious, it says acting as if morality is better than others. Morally, acting as if morally better than others. So these sanctimonious people will pull you out of your dreams because of their trauma and the karmic bonds that they have, but they feel like what they're doing is better than what you want. So you'll always stay below them, if that makes sense. I don't know. Self righteous, holier than thou. So again, your belief system is where you have to stay. If you believe, right? If you believe, then you are okay. You will be fine. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. You have to believe in what it is. You have to trust your gut, if that makes sense. And so it says, create an environment of openness, trust, and collaboration, and look at things from a different perspective. So again, like I told you, the people who are my friends, who I don't have anything in common with besides I love them dearly, but business wise, we don't have anything in common. I have to look at their ask everything about them and say, I know they're my true friends, and I know they support me, and I know that I can try to tell them the things that I'm going through, and I know that they probably won't understand, but they're here to listen. They're my friends. However, the ones that you try to tell, that has that karmic energy, and they're always trying to knock you back down or to keep you in that stagnation, then you have to trust your gut. And that's where this energy is. So, I mean, that's where my reads go. And that's where I'm just like, I'm here to be your cheerleader, but I'm also here to tell you my true feelings and not to sugarcoat those things for you, so that you can understand where I'm at and how I've gotten to where I'm at. And so, this is the 4 agreements. Don't make assumptions. If you want to stay tuned, I will link them up above the 4 agreements and the chakras so that you can understand. Say goodbye to sadness and drama. Trauma bonding, right? Karmic trauma bonding. So it says, all the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. So you start to, like I said, changing the narrative. You start to trauma bond with other people, and then you become karmic, and then their influences start to make you feel some type of way, whether you were raised with them, whether they say, oh, you left us, or all this other stuff. You have to let go of the sadness. Again, I'll read all the sadness and drama, and excuse me, all the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. The whole world of control between humans is based on that. Take a moment and consider this. So that's what you're doing. You're considering the things that you have to do, and you're trusting in your gut. Now we're going to go ahead and pull from the crystal deck and see what crystal comes out and focus on the chakras, you know? And so that is where I say to you, you know, sometimes we just have to let go and let God. That's what I would hear people say. But you got to let and trust in the divine timing and say the things that you want and go after them. The azurite, it's your third eye and throat chakra again. I'll click the links up to the above or whatever. Your third eye and throat chakra, communication, guidance, and intuition. Communication, right? Guidance by divine timing, and your intuition, trusting in your gut. Your intuition, that chip on your shoulder that says this, says that. You have to trust in that. And so therefore, I am open to guidance from the universe. And that is where you are. You're trusting in your gut. So stay tuned, click those up above. Let's go ahead and let this old energy go. I now let go of worn out conditions of lack, doubt, hate, negativity, procrastination, stagnation, sadness, generational curses, debt, bad energies, heartbreak, bad health, and addictions. Remember, addictions can be to a person, place, thing, or a situation. And moving forward, I might just put the link up above for the affirmation, the release affirmation. I love you guys. Okay.